The building had never felt so quiet. It was 8:04 p.m. Most of the offices were empty. The elevators gave their final sigh for the evening. The cleaning crew had just begun their slow, methodical sweep of the hallways. But on the 27th floor, headquarters of Xenotech Corporation, the air was anything but still. CEO Meredith Blake stood frozen in front of the main server monitor, her normally composed face now drained of all color. Her sharp navy suit, once a symbol of authority and elegance, now clung heavily as sweat dotted her brow. Behind her, a team of elite programmers and engineers scrambled across keyboards, barking commands, rerouting protocols, pulling cables, but nothing worked. The entire system had crashed. Xenotech's core AI engine, a $1.4 billion flagship initiative designed to launch the following morning, had just gone offline. No backups were responding. Data seemed wiped. Investors were already in town, journalists prepped, the world ready to be wowed. And now? Silence. Meredith's voice cracked. How did this happen? Her CTO, Colin, adjusted his glasses nervously. We don't know. It just collapsed. We're still trying to trace the origin, but no buts. We have 12 hours before the global demonstration. If we don't fix this, the company tanks. The room pulsed with anxiety. Phones vibrated. Coffee spilled. Everyone looked busy, but no one had answers. And then, the janitor arrived. Ronald, 63 years old, wore his usual dark green uniform, faded with time. He pushed his mop bucket slowly, as he had every evening for 19 years. He had seen CEOs come and go. He had seen this company rise from rented office space to a high-rise tech empire. But no one noticed Ronald now, not with their world unraveling. He silently worked around the room, careful not to disturb the chaos. That's when his 11-year-old son, Elijah, walked in. Elijah wasn't supposed to be here. But Ronald had no one to watch him that evening, and the boy had begged to see the cool computers. So he promised he'd stay quiet. But Elijah didn't stay quiet. As he watched the wall of crashing code and system errors, his curious eyes narrowed. He took slow steps forward, watching a screen flash red, then blue, then black. "Dad," he whispered. "That's an infinite loop error." Ronald turned, surprised. "Eli, not now. Go sit in the corner." But Elijah took another step. "They're feeding the AI recursive feedback loops. It's like telling a mirror to look at another mirror. It'll crash every time." One of the junior coders glanced at the boy, raising an eyebrow. "Excuse me." The room paused for the first time in an hour. "What did you just say?" asked Colin. "I said," Elijah hesitated, "you're running infinite recursion in your feedback module. The AI doesn't know where to stop learning, so it learns nothing." The room fell utterly silent. Colin blinked. "That's not possible. We were in 5 months of tests on that logic tree." Meredith stepped forward slowly, looking down at the boy. "How do you know this?" Elijah shuffled nervously. I just love coding. I watch lectures on YouTube. I build stuff on my mom's old laptop. You left your logs open. I saw the way the neural net was splitting feedback between logical reasoning and predictive behavior, but it didn't close the loop." The lead programmer turned to his screen, typed something furiously, and then gasped. "He's right." More typing. Another gasp. "He's right. The AI never finalizes its learning because it's in a recursive trap. That's why it keeps crashing the system." Colin grabbed the sides of his head. How did we miss this? And then it began, the sudden hum of life returning to the server, the flickering monitors stabilizing, the logs reloading. Elijah watched, eyes wide. He didn't smile. He just stared, as if watching magic happen. System functionality restored. All primary modules online. The room erupted, not in panic this time, but relief. Cheers. Applause. Meredith looked stunned. She turned to the janitor. "Is he your son?" Ronald, a quiet man who never asked for praise, nodded. "Yes, ma'am." "Elijah." Meredith crouched down to eye level with the boy. "Elijah, would you like to see our innovation lab?" Elijah nodded slowly, not sure what to say. "And how would you feel," she continued, "if we gave you your own workstation there?" The boy's mouth dropped open. Ronald choked. "Ma'am, we can't. He's just a kid." "Sir," Meredith said softly, standing. "That kid just saved my company." Word of what happened that night spread fast. The next morning, Meredith stood on stage for the global launch of Xeno AI. But before she introduced the product, she told the world about Elijah, the janitor's son who spotted what a room full of experts could not. And Elijah was there, sitting in the front row, wearing a slightly oversized Xenotech hoodie, gifted just an hour before. The crowd gave him a standing ovation. 3 weeks later, Meredith launched the Xeno Youth Initiative, a scholarship and internship program for kids from underprivileged families with tech passion. Elijah was its first fellow. The story dominated news cycles. "Boy Genius Saves Tech Giant," headlines read. Ronald cried the day a reporter called Elijah the Mozart of code. But Elijah never let it get to his head. He still came with his dad to the office sometimes. Still sat on the floor. Still scribbled in his old math notebook. When asked why he loved coding so much, Elijah simply said, "Because every problem has a solution. You just have to see it differently." Sparkling Art viewers, if this story touched your heart, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Join our family at Kindness Talks, where we share real and inspiring stories that prove brilliance, compassion, and purpose can come from the most unexpected places. Because sometimes, the janitor's son isn't just the future, he's the present the world desperately needs.